Hello, I am going to make a tutorial on the 5x5 Petrahedron. This is one that I haven't seen a tutorial on. I have seen a couple videos of people solving them, and that's basically how I learned, and so I'm wanting to actually make a tutorial. Now, this is a higher order of the 3x3 Petrahedron, and if you don't know how to solve this, I believe there are some videos on that, but I would learn to solve this first and then get into the 5x5. It's basically like learning the 3x3 Rubik's Cube before learning the 5x5 one, because we're going to essentially break this down into a bigger version of this. So, yeah. All right. One thing to note between the cube, let's do it this way, actually. This shows it the best. Between a standard color scheme cube and at least the Petrahedrons that I've seen, is the color scheme is a little backwards. You see yellow on top, green on the left, whereas green is on the right when it's next to red. Keep that in mind. It also does the same with white. It skips, mixes those two up. I don't know why that is, but that is what we've got. So just keep that in mind when you are trying to figure out where white goes and where yellow goes on the faces. Okay, so let me, before I scramble this up, let me talk about notation. So I'm always going to be doing algorithms with the face, one face facing us with the triangle part on top. So that top is going to be U and U prime, or U with a W, and that is a wide move. And so this is UW and UW prime. And then I believe I'll always be doing the wides, but just for sake of clarity, if we need to do a slice, that is, I'm going to do a wide, but then I'm going to do a U prime to do that. That'll be a little u. However, like I said, I don't think we ever use that because we're always able to just do a wide, and it's easier. And so fixing that is a little u prime. And then for D, it is kind of the same way. D wide, D normal, and D a little d. And then the backwards is the prime. And then you have right, and this isn't going to have any primes because it's always a full move. You can't do a half turn or anything like that. So whether we go this way or this way, we end up with the same exact result. So this is R wide is doing both of them together, and then little r is going to be an R wide with an R, because we're just wanting to do this. So to fix this, we would essentially do this, but to make it easier, it's just an R wide with an R. And same with L. That, and then that's the slice move. And then we have front. So F wide, and F, little f, I guess. And we will be using all of those in here. So that is the notation. Let me scramble this up and we'll do a solve. All right, so if you are looking up this video, this is probably closer to how your puzzle looks rather than it in the solved state. Though I have looked up tutorials on puzzles I have figured out how to solve, just because I'm curious of how others do it. And the way that I do this is I match up these with their center first. So one thing to note, while we don't know exactly if this is yellow or white, and same with that, it'll be based on where these corners are. We can match it with that. We do have these centers and the red that will always stay in place. They are just like the green, red, and blue centers and the rest of the centers on this cube, where everything just turns around it, but that center stays in place. And so we can count on these to guide us what the actual color is. It's not quite like a 4x4 where you don't know exactly what center is supposed to be where. We do have these to kind of point us in the right direction. And so we can use these corners. Let me use this one to show us what is supposed to be white, because we have this green matching up with the green and blue matching up with the blue. And so white is on top. And so this is going to be the white face. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now we want to get this line all matching up. So we want all of these green, these three blue, and these three red. So let's see what we can do. Well, I see a blue here, so we can do a wide D prime to put that into place. And I've got a blue up here, so we can move that into place with a U wide prime. So we have blue. And that's kind of what you're wanting. Get one color, and then the other two will fall into place. All right, so we have a possibly tricky situation if you haven't seen something like this before on a puzzle. So if I move to put the red, be careful with this, by the way. I've had it pop on me a couple times, and it was not fun to put together. So make sure all of your things are aligned before really trying to force that turn. But if I move the red here, okay, great. We got red finished, but now we're in the same exact predicament. I messed up blue, and green is still unsolved. Same if I tried it green. Blue and red are now in the same predicament. So what we're going to do is actually turn this back the way we had it. We're going to move the green into green, or we can move red into red, but we're going to do green into green. And then flip this. And now, when we turn this, we're turning red into the red slot, green into green, and blue into blue. So you're kind of messing it up, knowing that you are going to fix it with the opposite slot. And now we have that. So now we want these matched up. So we've already got one, but now we need this to be red, that to be blue, and that to be green. So let's do similarly to how we did. Let's find a blue and try to match these up. And what we're doing is we're looking at this full slice. Let me turn it like that so you can kind of see this halfway. So this blue center is what we're looking at, and that red center is what we're looking at. And these two are paired up at the moment. So that when we turn, they are moving together. So we're going to turn to make it stay there. And now the red one ended up there. So we don't have a whole lot that we have to do here. We need to change this red and this green. Right now they're side by side like that. We actually need them on the longer side so that they can get matched up. So let's do that so that they are on this long slice here. See, we got the red and we've got the green. And if we continue that slice, now we have, I guess, a cross on each side, if you will. Don't mind that one. And now we want to get the corners. And this is where we are getting into an algorithm. And let me pause so that I can look at that just to make sure I'm showing the exact one that I want to show. All right. So what we are going to be doing with our algorithm, it is going to swap these two pieces together, one and one. Like red will be here, blue will be there. And then it's going to swap these two. And that's what we really care about, is swapping these two. So we have a red that can go to the red side. And that seems good to me. It will swap these. We don't have much better that we can do with that. So we'll do that for right now. So here's how we're going to do it. We have our front face here and the face that we're swapping with on the right. And like I said, we really only need to do a little slice, but we're going to do a wide move with D because it actually doesn't matter what's happening on this this face. However, it does matter what we're doing with these slices, so we will have to do those. But let me show you what we're doing. We're doing, and I'm just going to say D, and just know that it's a D wide. So D, little r, now remember we're doing a wide slice and then an R to reverse it, D prime, R, D, little r, D prime. All right, so as I said, that blue that was here is now here. Those red and blue swapped, and the red got into place. So now let us, I see a red here that we could get in there, and then I see a blue that we could swap, so we can do that. Let's see if there's anything else that we could do that might be a little bit better. That seems good enough. It can be a bit of a slow process if you are unlucky like this, but that is fine. So yeah, we'll do the blue to get the red here. So D, little r, D prime, big R, D, little r, D prime. All right. And now we can, if we want to swap, let's see, this red and this green, we're going to do a mirror version of the algorithm. So we're going to do it on this face with the L side, the side we want to swap on the left, because this needs to go here and that needs to go there. And then we're going to be swapping these two reds, but that doesn't matter. So this time we start with the D prime. So D prime, little l, D, L, D prime, little l, D. All right, we've almost got the red face. Let's see. So we can do this to here, and we'll do the same exact thing. D prime, little l, make sure that's lined up, D, L, D prime, little l, D. All right, and now we just have these three left to do, and it's going to be the same thing. For this one, we're going to do the front to here, or sorry, we're going to have front and L. We'll do that. And then for this one, we can do the first one that we did, where we're doing the right face, to swap these two. And I guess we'll have to flip like that to get those two. So just for sake of time, I'm going to do that off camera, and I will be right back. All right, well, hopefully you were able to follow that, and you have your centers all created. Now what we're going to do, similar to a 5x5, is match these with the actual edge. So this kind of stays in place. This isn't really moving around necessarily. Not like the center, but this is our kind of anchor point to where these pairs need to go. Now on our puzzle here, we just have one of each that needs to be swapped, which you would think could be super easy, barely an inconvenience, right? However, it messes up what we've just done. So not exactly. There may be a way to do that easily, but I do not know what it is. What I do know is an algorithm that will, we're going to be doing it, let's say, on this face. And what it will do is move this piece here, and this piece here. So it looks like we'll need to do that twice to get this over here, which is good because it'll help you to learn the algorithm. All right. Now, once again, we only need to do little slices here for the U and D, but because we don't actually care what's happening up here or down here, we're going to do a wide slice because it's just easier. So we're going to start with a U, R, D prime, R, D, R, U prime, R, and then D prime, R, D. And then if you want to get it right back to where it was, where these edges were, you'll do an R to really see what happened. All right, so like I said, we are going to need to do this once more to get this here. So let's do that once again, because I don't see any reason not to do it, just to at least finish this one up. All right, so U prime, R, or sorry, that was a U, U, R, D prime, R, D, R, U prime, R, D prime, R, D, R. All right, so that one's fixed, and now we just have this and these two, which if I'm remembering correctly, we will need to do the reverse of it, which is good. It's always good to learn the mirrored version, I guess it is, not the reverse, the mirrored version. So let's do that. That is going to start with, if you want to think of it, here is your pieces that you're messing up or that you're fixing, and you're turning away from it with these first moves. So let's see, U prime, L, D, L, D prime, L, U, L, D, L, D prime, and L. And there we go. We have all of those solved. So we have all of the middle layer, and they actually ended up in the correct place. That normally won't happen, but that's just how it happened here. However, this will get messed up. So don't congratulate yourselves too much if that is how your cube looks, because we will be mixing that up. Now we need to get the white and yellow, and we need to actually make sure we're doing it correctly. So let us do our trick of, let's see, I see this white on top with red and green. So that means this needs to be white, this needs to be yellow. Now, I would recommend messing around with a 3x3 pentahedron, and don't worry about this middle slice at all. Don't even worry about where these pieces are. Just kind of do RLs and Fs. RLs and Fs to, I guess you can do some U's and D's. You'll probably need some of those as well. But do this to see if you can kind of naturally figure out how to get these back to full yellow and full white. One of the things that I'm looking at right here is I can do a bar here. I have a bar of 3, and I have 2 right here. I'm not going to have a bar of yellows, but when I do this, now I have 1 white corner and 1 yellow corner. And I'm going to put those lined up in the back. And I'll explain this on here as well, but it's a little bit easier on the little one. And so I have those lined up in the same column. I have those in the back, and I'm going to do, I guess, an R, U prime, R, U, and now I have a solid bar on both sides. So that is kind of what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get that at that one piece there. I'm trying to look. So let's remember, this is white. This is white on top, yellow on bottom. Let's see what we've got. So I can get a pretty good amount there, right? I again, this is just kind of, I don't have algorithms for every possible way that it can look. It's more of just messing around with it and trying to do, just trying to make some blocks, right? So here I've got 2 yellows, and I can put those down for just, well, let me show you this actually. I've got this white little corner part or center part, and that will match up with that, see? And now I've got 2 and 2 that I can trade. And now we have the 1 slot that I was talking about. And they are in the same column. So if we look at it like this, it's on the top and it's pointing towards the back. So both of them are pointing towards this back part. And now we can do our R, U prime, R, U, R. And now we have white on top, yellow on bottom. I'm really sorry that that is not better explained, and I will fix this in just a moment. Let me finish this. I'm really sorry. I don't have algorithms for, okay, if the yellow or if the white looks like this and yellow looks like this, do these moves. It's more of an intuitive kind of thing, and I think if you just turn it sometimes, you'll get it. Now, if you look at this, we did, I guess, an even number of moves, I think it is, or no, an odd number of moves. And I think that would have to be so that we don't have this lined up anymore. That is okay. Here's what we are going to do. Just like we did when we were doing these centers, right? We're going to move this so that we have a red lined up with a red. We're going to turn. And then we're going to move the blue so that blue is lined up with red now, and we'll turn again. And now we've got that. So now we have our centers for all of it. And now we just need these parts. So I'm going to pause for just a moment and look at my notes just to make sure that I am doing everything correctly. All right, we're on the right path. Good deal. I will admit this puzzle is still a little new to me, so I am partially making this video for myself if I ever come back to this puzzle. All right, so what we're going to be doing is matching up these little things with the edge up here. So we've got a yellow-blue, and we kind of want it in this back slot. And I saw this yellow-blue here, which if we follow the line, we follow the slice, it will end up in this spot, right? So that's what we're going to do. I can't tell you exactly which pieces are moved. I believe it is a 3 cycle though, but we'll kind of see that a little bit better as we get closer to the end. But this blue-yellow will end up here. So we are going to do a little R. Got to fix it with the big R if we do a wide slice. And then we're going to do a U to get this out of the way. And we'll do an R and a U prime. And now we have our block here, our 3 there, our green, block on yellow, and block on red, all lined up again, okay? And that's important, because when we do this again, everything gets fixed, okay? And we have, where did our blue? There we go. Blue, yellow, blue, yellow. So let's try to finish that one. It's back here, so let's see what we've got. Blue, yellow, right there. So it's going to be on the bottom face. Follow it. That's where it ends up. All right. So this time we're going to be doing a little L with a U prime. Get over on the left side. Do a left. And then we'll do a U. And now we'll just do an L. You can do an L wide there. You don't have to fix it with the L, because all we're doing is fixing this part and it doesn't affect anything there. And so now we have this. We have it fixed. All right, so I see red, yellow, and I do see its pair. We're going to need to move that down here. We've got it right there, and follow it to get there. Now, you want to make sure whatever block is here, I'm making this note now because we have this one that is good and we don't want to mess this up. Whatever block is here is going to get messed up. So just make that note. So we're going to do our little L, U prime, L, U, and I guess L wide is how I'll say that. And now we have red and yellow fixed. Let's see what we can do. I don't see anything that is like almost done, so I'll just do whatever is right there, and that is the red and white. And I see red and white, and I note, because it's right here, when I put it down here, it can slide into place. Now, this is where we need to be careful, because I have this and this here. I don't want that. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to not move that down just yet. I'm going to move this over so that this one is in our kind of mess up area, right? Because I want to keep this safe, and I want to keep this safe as well. All right, but yes, our white and red slides up into place. So let's do that. Our little L, U prime, L, and fix. And we got those two into place. That wasn't our goal, but it did just naturally happen. And as you get closer to the end, that's going to be the case. So let's see, we've got the red and white. Let's try to keep getting that done. So let's put this, we need that right here. That'll line up there. However, let's be careful of this. So let us see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this up. Move that there. That way it's staying in the location I want it to be, on the face that I want it to be. And then move this once. So that this is our bad pair, or the ones that can be messed up. And now I have this back where I want it to be. But our blue is safe and our red is safe. All right, so this matches up. We're on the right side, so we'll do little R, U, R, U prime, and fix. All right, and there we go. All right, so now we have, let's see. Okay, so we've got white and green. Let's do white and green. Let's see where we need it. Right here, I believe, if I'm looking at that correctly. White and green slides up there. Now we're getting into some tricky situations where we've only got one other pair that can be messed up. So let's make sure. I'm going to put that same face, but put our messed up pair there, and then I will go like that. Now, I'm curious if this is going to end up being messed up. So I want to test it out. I'm going to do like that, and go like that, and yes, it is. However, I'm seeing that we are likely going to be in a situation where we have parity. So I'm going to do this anyway, because I think you're going to be forced to do this. So I am going to leave this here. This is going to get messed up, and that's okay. I'm going to put this green and white right here. All right, so we do our L, U prime, L, U, and L. All right, so we have a double pair here with the wrong one, and a double pair of the same. So let me show you. Yellow green goes with yellow green. Here's what we're going to do. This is a bit of a long algorithm, and I get that. However, it has a pattern to it. So just be mindful of the pattern. I am going to review it just one more time before I do it for you, just to make sure that I've got it, and then I will pop right back in. All right, I've got this. So, like I said, this is a long algorithm, but it has a pattern to it. And let me try to help you understand what that pattern is. So, almost every other turn is going to be a little r, okay? So, we're going to start with one of the pairs here, one of the pairs here. So, front and right. We're going to do little r. Then, we're going to do a normal f, little r. F wide, little r. Now, we're doing an F wide just so we can fix it with an R because we're doing an F slice, just a little f. So, F wide and then an F. But that would be a little f, okay? And once we do that last F, we've done the big, the wide, and then the little. Now we do a U, a single U. And now we do that exact thing over that we just did. So, little r, f, little r, f wide, little r, little f. And now we do a U prime. And we're going to do it one more time. Exactly what we've done with no U moves at the end. All right? So, little r, f, little r, f wide, little r, f slice. And now we've got it fixed. And that is parity. So that's going to happen, I think 50-50 shot. I don't know what the math is on it, but I will have that in the description along with the other algorithms as well. Like I said, just think of it as every other move is going to be the little r. You have the f, then f wide, then just the little f. Okay, so you're kind of getting closer to the center. And once you do that little f, you either do the U slice, you do U, then U prime, and then nothing. And you should be able to see that you don't need to do anything because it'll be solved. So, yeah, that is everything done. And now we are solving this just like we would this. So hopefully you are familiar with that solve because I'm not going to go too in depth, but we will look at it. All right, so we do want to get this center all fixed. So let's do that real quick. That just took that one turn. There is something that could happen where you have these two flipped. And let me show you what to do with that. So you'll do, with both of them facing, R, L, R, and then an F to have them in the place that they need to be. So if they're flipped like that, that's all you got to do. R, L, R, and then like I said, flip them like that. All right, so this one is a little bit easier than the 3x3 because we do have the centers to show us what side is what. So I like to do the bottom first. So we want the all of the yellow edges on there, and then we'll get the corners. Now, all of the things that we're doing for the corners and these edges is going to mess up one slice. So these two are going to be rotated over and over. We're going to just keep using these as our buffer to get things from one slice or one side to the other. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to keep fixing it until we're done. So I've got that. Now we've got green matched up, blue matched up, and red matched up. And now I want the corners. So I'm going to put the corner in line with where it goes and on the, I guess, front side of the face that we're messing up. And so I know this goes here because blue goes here, green goes there. And when this flips, it'll match up. So we're going to go R, U, R, U prime, R. And that fixed it. And now, because this is just kind of my buffer area, even though I could choose another one now that it's fixed, I'm still going to use this and just turn the D to find the next corner that needs to go in there. And let's see, we've got, well, this is the corner that needs to go here. So because we don't have that one up here, we're going to do this corner, which would be right here. And I know that because green, red matches up with green, red. We're looking at these rather than the centers since we're doing that. So once again, R, U, R, U prime, U. And now we've got that in place. And like I said, this is messed up, but watch this. We're gonna do that one more time. We're gonna put it into place right here. Remember, red, blue, and we know yellow goes there. And so because these are swapped on our last corner, I know that we can do it and we'll be fine. If, for instance, this was solved like that, and we just had this one corner left, what I would do is I would put this corner here, and then I would put this corner there. The reason I'm doing that is so that we can end off with this solved. Okay, so if you have one corner and this is not solved, you're good. If you have one corner and this is solved already, do just a buffer corner, one that doesn't need to go there, and then do your correct one, and you'll get it. So R, U prime, R. All right, and I think 1/3 of the time this will be solved and you're good. The other 2/3 you'll need to do an algorithm. And this is, I think it is basically a T-Perm on a cube. So if you were doing it, we'll do it like this so we keep our colors here. You would do, I'm just going to say R even though it's an R2, just to keep with this notation. So R, U prime, R, and once you see this one dot, know that you need to do a U prime and a D together. And then R, U prime, R, U, R, and D prime to fix that. And it swaps these two and swaps these two. It's not the most efficient T-Perm. I prefer this one, but it is very good for non-traditional cubes where you may have like a 2 by 2 by 2 by 3, something like that. I forget exactly what those are called, but kind of a block puzzle. And on here, it basically just rotates these edges. So let's see it in action. We're going to do R, U prime, R, one dot. So now we know U prime and D, R, U prime, R, U, R. And if you didn't fix them yet, just do it again. Do it one more time. And you don't need to fix the D layer just yet, but you can if you want to. But I'll show you, it's going to get messed up anyway. So you save yourself a turn if you just know I got to do it again. I'm going to have to fix this once more anyway. Just wait. So R, U prime, R, U prime, D, because we got the one dot, R, U prime, R, U, R, and then U prime to fix that, and one D move to fix that. And now we have it finished. Congratulations. I hope you were able to follow this. I really apologize once again that I wasn't able to do much for these centers. I don't have any algorithms necessarily for you. So hopefully what I showed is enough, and hopefully you have a 3x3 one that you can use to practice with to just kind of, because this is a lot easier to turn in my opinion. Actually, I think that's just an objective fact that it's easier to turn than this. But yeah, just practice with this if you've got it. If not, just mess around with just wide moves. And that should help keep most things intact. Just be doing these wide moves, and then U and D, just do the wide on one side with that. But anyway, Hope you enjoyed this. Sorry that it's so long. And yeah, have a great day.